on my way to the gym to attempt single leg deadlifts as recommended by Moji. What's up, everyone? I just recently discovered and subscribed to Moji's YouTube channel, MiamaMuscleUSA, so I need to carve out some time to binge watch past episodes. This is his latest video. It's titled Single Leg Deadlifts Tips from Moji. This was a great video, link below. When I watched it, I got the sense that the single leg deadlift is an exercise that could be easily underestimated. I've never done them before, and the video inspired me to give it a try. To fully warm up and prepare, I did a series of quick sets of deadlifts to lead up to a 1-rep max. And again, I took Moji's advice and did these with a double overhand grip instead of a mixed grip, which I usually use. In fact, I've never used a double overhand grip before for 315 or more pounds, and I was able to do it right up to 385. But when I reached 385, my form started to get sloppy, and I'm not happy about it. I didn't realize it at the time, but watching the video, I see that there are moments when my back is not straight, so I will work on fixing that. I should have stopped there, but I did a 1-rep max with 400 pounds, and again, bad form. It's not the shakiness, it's just the back. Thank God no injuries, but I will definitely address that. Finally, I did one set of straight-legged deadlifts with the barbell before attempting the single-leg deadlifts with dumbbells the way Moji does them in his video. I spent half a day trying to practice the proper form and leg positions and balance. I found that to be the most challenging, and I could feel it in my hamstrings and glutes even before I picked up the weights, just going through the motions and practicing the motion. Watch Moji's video on MiamaMuscleUSA to see how he does them. He does them properly, not like me. I'm demonstrating basically how not to do them. My back is absolutely not straight. Moji says keep your back flat. I think that's the same as saying straight. Drive with the heel. That takes some concentration and thought. Tailbone facing up. That one, I guess, is really two sides of the same coin of keep your back straight, if I'm understanding correctly. Well, first time, and I suck for sure, but I will practice these, and I can see that they can be a great addition to my routine. They really do target, I think in the brief moments when I did them correctly, I could really feel them in my hamstrings and glutes. Now, for the next few minutes while you watch me struggle through this, I'm going to play an interview with David Paulides, author of the Missing 411 series. It's actually a very interesting topic about disappearances, people who go missing in national parks in North America. Check it out.
You have cases of where little kids, 5 or younger, disappear into thin air, and they're found hours later, miles away, right? 8, 9, 10 miles or further in wilderness.
Yes. Now, there's a story out of Oregon where a boy disappeared and he was found 12 miles away, 11 hours after he disappeared, over 2 mountain ranges, over 2 or 3 different creeks and rivers, and he had to have gone through fence lines. He was found unconscious the next morning in a creek bed by a search group. But what is more interesting to that case, and there are many others like this, is that why would searchers be in that location? It makes no sense at all. There's no way in the world a search group would be that far from the scene unless they had some other kind of information.
I mean, it's as if these kids, in the case of children, are picked up and transported somehow far away. They couldn't possibly walk that far under their own power.
I don't believe they do. I mean, I have 2 kids, and everybody I talk to about this says, no, there's no way that could happen. And to your point earlier on about where kids are found, Many times they're found on the main trail the searchers are using, and they're found unconscious, sometimes laying on the trail, laying on a boulder next to a trail, but they're in a place that it would be impossible to miss them when you go out that next morning. It's almost like they're put there to view or to find, because they weren't there every day that the searchers went out.
Another weird aspect is the inability of dogs to follow a scent. I think that was true in the Clarence case in that Camp Sacramento.
Absolutely. They brought up multiple canines. In fact, in every story in my books, the canines fail to pick up a scent that eventually finds the victim. Sometimes they go a ways down the trail, and then they lay down and they don't want to search, or there's no more scent. This past summer, I was asked to talk at the largest group of search and rescue professionals in the world in Lake Tahoe. It's called NASR, National Association of Search and Rescue Professionals. I gave them the 50 cents edition because I only had an hour in front of them, but I gave them the outline of what we're doing and what the canines do. There was a line out the door of these guys wanting to talk about the same things that they'd experienced, but they thought they were just so isolated and unique. And I've been around canines before in the police department when we searched, and these dogs just live for the search. For a search dog to just lay down at that time or not want to track, these searchers that had the canines, they said it's one of two things. Either there's no scent there, or it's extreme fear on the dog's side for some reason that we can't comprehend.
Another aspect that's pretty weird is that people just basically vanish into thin air. You got kids who are out in the yard playing, their parents are 10 or 20 yards away, and boom, they're gone in an instant. Or adults who are hiking with a group, they're the last one on the line, boom, they're gone in an instant. Talk about that for a moment.
We'll have to leave it there as this workout is coming to an end. But if you've never heard of David Paulides and his Missing 411 series of books, check them out, and you can find tons of interviews with him on Coast to Coast AM, the Unexplained.tv, and other podcasts and shows online. And just to finish up, I did 3 sets of seated dumbbell curls. So this was my first time attempting single leg deadlifts, and it was a definite fail. But after trying it, I definitely can feel how it targets the hamstrings and glutes, and I judge it to be worthwhile to practice and work on this movement until I can do it properly. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment with your advice on how I can do the single-legged deadlift better and without sucking. Just finished those unilateral or single-leg deadlifts, and I could tell it wasn't easy when I watched Moji's video, because he's diesel and he looked like he was having a bit of a workout with those 30-pound dumbbells. So I tried 25. It was hard. It's much harder than it looks. It's hard to keep your balance, but I kind of started to get the hang of it after a couple of sets. Still plenty of room for improvement though. So Moji, hope you can give me some tips. I think that my back wasn't totally straight, and keeping your tailbone pointed up, frankly, I'm not sure I really understand how to do that, but I'm gonna keep trying until I get it right. Cool, thanks, and see you at the next workout.